I held my phone while listening to my mother complain. Bills keep growing and I really need help again. I sighed and asked her what exactly she needed now. Everything feels heavy and you know I rely on you. I told her I would send after finishing my shift. Good, because I have no other person to depend on. I walked to her house trying to keep calm inside. When I entered, I saw Zion sitting on the couch. He grinned and asked why I looked tense and confused. Relax, brother, your face shows too stress all the time. I asked him about arrival because my mother said nothing. My mother entered and said Zion would stay in-house. I asked why she never told me and she shrugged. Zion laughed and said I should not act jealous now. I told him I was surprised nobody informed me before. My mother warned me not to ruin the mood today. I felt uneasy and asked her if she wanted this. She said Zion needed support and I understand without complaining. Zion smirked and claimed I never contributed anything helpful here. I reminded him I sent money every month despite everything. My mother looked and asked me not to exaggerate efforts. I felt sting and asked her why she seemed distant. She replied that she was tired and wanted peace tonight. Zion interrupted and said I created trouble whenever I visited. I whispered that I wanted clarity because everything felt confusing. My mother insisted I stop questioning her and support decisions. Zion leaned back and told me not to argue today. I clenched fists and told him he had no right. My mother stepped between us and demanded we stop acting. I nodded slowly and said I wanted peace for her. Zion shrugged and claimed I was taking everything too personally. I breathed deeply and told him he misunderstood my intention. My mother tapped and asked me not to escalate things. I said I wanted clarity because my feelings mattered well. Zion rolled his eyes and said I exaggerated things time. I ignored him and asked why she believed his nonsense. She said I difficult and she needed calm at home. I swallowed and told her I respected her but hurt. Zion laughed and asked why I acted like a child. I said I wanted respect because I gave respect always. My mother sighed and told us she wanted peace evening. I nodded but felt something breaking inside my tired chest. Zion whispered that I should leave if I disliked atmosphere. I asked my mother, she agreed with his suggestion there. She looked and said I made everything harder with emotions. I whispered that I wanted understanding deeper than duties. Zion scoffed and asked why I demanded much attention. I told him I wanted connection, not judgment from everyone. My mother sighed and asked me not to bring drama. I forced a smile and said I respected her deeply. Zion rolled back laughing and said I acted emotional again. I told him emotions mattered because they revealed truth relationships. My mother rubbed forehead and begged us to stop immediately. I stepped back and asked if she valued my presence. She answered that Zion needed attention and I should understand. I felt something crack when she spoke painful, heartless words. Zion crossed his arms and said I expected from life. I whispered that I wanted love, not competition inside family. My mother stared and said I disappointed her than before. I walked feeling shattered because she barely saw my pain. When I arrived the next morning, I heard laughter from inside. My mother never laughed like that with me. I stepped into the living room and Zion was eating while she served him fresh food. He looked up. Oh look, the ghost finally appears. My mother laughed with him. Stop teasing him. I forced a smile. Looks like you're enjoying breakfast. Zion smirked. Aunt Sarah made it for me. She said I need strength. I raised a brow. She never made breakfast like this for me. My mother snapped. Ian, don't start comparing things. I lifted my hands. I'm just saying it's new. Zion leaned back. Maybe she just likes having someone who appreciates her. I asked him, and you think I never appreciated her? He shrugged. Actions speak louder, bro. I turned to my mother. Is that true? She sighed. Zion at least helps me around the house. Here. I work 2 jobs. Work isn't the same as being present, she muttered. I swallowed hard. I come whenever you need something. Zion laughed. Man, you sound defensive. I clenched my jaw. I'm confused, that's all. My mother told him, ignore him. He's always sensitive. I whispered, why am I the problem again? She rolled her eyes. Because you never do enough. I bit the inside of my cheek. What else do you want from me? Before she could answer, Zion spoke. She wants peace, dude. Something you always ruin. I looked at him. Why do you talk like this? Because someone has to tell the truth, he said. I shook my head. You don't know anything about me. He chuckled. Andy told me plenty. I looked at my mother. What did you tell him? Nothing harmful, she said quickly. Just that you struggle with responsibility. My chest tightened. Responsibility? I handle everything alone. Zion smirked. You sound like you're begging for credit. I inhaled slowly. I don't want credit. I want respect. My mother sighed. Respect goes both ways. I nodded. Exactly. So why did everything change when he came? She didn't answer. She just kept serving him food. I said, Mom, can we talk privately? She shrugged. We're talking now. I mean really talk, I insisted. Zion scoffed. Bro, she doesn't need secret meetings with you. I stared at him. She's my mother. He grinned. Feels like she's mine too. My voice cracked. What does that mean? It means, he said proudly, Auntie loves me more than her own son. I froze. Mom? Is that something you believe? She replied softly, Don't twist things. I'm asking a simple question, I said. She sighed. Zion appreciates my efforts. You always complain. My throat tightened. I joke so you don't worry. Your jokes are excuses, she said. I stepped back. So I'm useless now? She frowned. Don't exaggerate. I'm asking because it feels real, I whispered. Zion muttered, It is real. My mother didn't correct him. I turned away, but then I heard whispering behind me. Zion said, He can't do anything right. And my mother replied, He's useless sometimes. Those two words stabbed deeper than anything before. I walked toward the door, but a new voice echoed inside me, quiet, cold, and unfamiliar. Something is changing in me. I returned home later that evening, my phone buzzing with work messages, when I heard voices coming from the kitchen. They were low, urgent, but I couldn't resist eavesdropping. Aisha, my mother whispered. Are you sure it's enough? It's plenty, my aunt replied, her voice sharp. That money she keeps sending? Perfect for Zion. He won't lack anything. I froze. My heart thudded in my chest. Wait, that money? I whispered to myself. Yes, Aisha continued. Someone mysterious keeps funding him, giving him everything. Soon, he'll shine brighter than anyone in this family. I gritted my teeth trying to stay silent. They're talking about my money, I thought. My hands shook and my chest felt tight like someone was squeezing it. My mother said softly, I just want him to succeed. You understand, right? Aisha laughed lightly. Of course. And your other son? The one who works tirelessly and sends all that money? He doesn't even know. I felt like my world tilted. I fund their lives? All this time? I whispered under my breath. Exactly, Aisha replied. He's blind to everything. I mean, Zion deserves it more. I took a step closer, barely breathing. Deserves it more? I whispered angrily. My mother didn't answer. She only sighed. Aisha's voice cut through, mocking. He works hard, yes. But can he make people notice him? Can he make life easier for others without being told? No. Zion can. That's why he'll shine brighter than him. Trust me. I felt a wave of heat rise in me. My fists clenched. She's defending him, not me, I thought bitterly. You're imagining things, my mother whispered, almost pleading. It's just about Zion right now. Don't take it personally. I'm not imagining, I muttered. My voice was barely audible, trembling with anger. Aisha laughed again. Poor boy. All this work, all this money, and still invisible. He thinks he's the one in control, but he's just a pawn. I couldn't stay silent anymore. I opened the door just slightly, letting them see me. Aunt Aisha, is that what you really think? She turned, a smirk on her face. So you finally heard. Yes, and yes, Zion will outshine you. Don't feel bad, it's just reality. I stared at my mother. Why? Why are you letting her say that? She looked down, her fingers twisting. I don't know what to say. I felt something ignite inside me. Anger, slow and hot, spreading through every vein. All this time, everything I've done, for this? Aisha leaned closer, teasing. Don't look so shocked. Your hard work keeps them comfortable. But comfort isn't love. Love is earned. Zion earned it. You. Not yet. My mother said nothing. Not a word. I swallowed hard, pretending to calm myself. I hear everything, I said quietly but with force. I hear every single word. Aisha laughed. Good. Now you know where you stand. Don't expect anything more. I turned and walked away, trying to keep my voice steady. My hands were still shaking, my chest tight, but I forced myself to act like I didn't care. As I reached the door, I whispered under my breath, One day you'll all see. I stepped outside, leaving the conversation, and their laughter, behind me. I walked into the house and Zion was already talking loudly on a video call, showing off his business ideas. Look at this, guys, he said. I just invested in stocks. Aunt Sarah helped me set it up. I froze. She helped you? Yes, my mother replied quickly. He's doing well, Ian. You should be proud. I laughed bitterly. Proud? He lies about everything. Zion grinned. Lies? Bro, come on. I'm just presenting the truth. I stepped closer. The truth? Posting fake deals online and bragging with mom's money is the truth. She frowned. Ian, don't be jealous. It's just support for family. I'm not jealous, I said, trying to keep calm. I'm confused. Why do you back him on lies? Jealousy clouds your judgment, Zion said, leaning back. Relax, man. My mother nodded. He's just more outgoing than you, that's all. I clenched my fist. Outgoing doesn't mean stealing attention or taking credit for my money. Zion laughed. Wow, bro, calm down. You always overreact. I shook my head. No, this isn't overreacting. You've been using this house, my mother's resources, and lying to everyone. Rafi, who had come to check on me, stepped in. Ian, you can't let this slide. You're letting them walk over you. I whispered, Rafi, she's my mother. Moms don't choose strangers over their sons. He shook his head. Sometimes they do. Sometimes you have to make them see the truth. I looked at my mother. Do you even notice what he's doing? She sighed. He's family, Ian. You should support him. Support him? I said, disbelief rising. I've been supporting this house financially, emotionally, and you cheer for him when he lies? Zion smirked. See? You care too much about what doesn't matter. I care about honesty, I snapped. About respect. About you acknowledging my effort for once. My mother raised her voice. Ian, you always think everything is about you. Stop complaining. Rafi grabbed my shoulder. Look at me, man. You need to defend yourself, not stay silent. I shook him off. No, Rafi. This isn't about me fighting him. It's about Mom. I won't disrespect her, even when she chooses someone else. Zion laughed. She already chose me. Don't waste your energy. I took a deep breath, feeling anger and hurt twisting inside. You think you can take over her life? I'll always be here. Always. She's not yours, Ian, Zion said. And honestly? Stop being bitter. I whispered to myself. Maybe I'm the bitter one, or maybe I've just been invisible for too long. Rafi looked at me. You can't keep hiding. Speak up. Set boundaries. I shook my head. I can't. Not yet. She's my mother. I can't betray that. I turned to Zion. Keep doing what you want. But one day the truth will catch up with you. He laughed again. Sure, bro, keep dreaming. As I walked out, I felt the weight of their laughter behind me. My loyalty was my strength, but now it felt like a chain I couldn't escape. I picked up the phone after another long shift. Mom, you said you needed more money for bills? I asked carefully. Yes, Ian. I need it immediately. Can you send it today? I swallowed, uneasy. I already sent money last week. This isn't enough. You know bills pile up, she said sharply. I hesitated. Okay, I'll send it. Thank you. You're my only support, she added. I remembered Rafi's advice. Mom, can I ask something? Just out of curiosity. Yes, she replied, her tone cautious. Where exactly does all this money go? There was a pause. Ian, that's not your business. I'm handling things. I nodded slowly. Of course. Just curious. Later I tracked the transfers. Every rupee went somewhere other than bills. Zion's clothes, parties, online posts, luxuries I never imagined. I felt my stomach churn. The next day I confronted her. Mom, why am I funding Zion's life, not bills? Her eyes widened. How dare you? Ungrateful. I flinched. Ungrateful? I've worked nonstop to help this house. You don't understand. He's family, she shouted. Family? So that justifies taking my money for him? I demanded. Zion appeared suddenly, smirking. What's going on? I gestured toward the evidence. Mom, he's spending my money. Everything I send is for you, and he's taking it. He leaned back arrogantly. I'm just living here. You sound bitter. Bitter? No. I'm angry. I said. This is my money. My son, don't disrespect him, my mother yelled. He's helping me. I froze. Helping? He's taking, not helping. Zion waved his hand. Bro, you're making a scene. Step outside. I'm not leaving. I shouted. You will, he said firmly. Or I'll call the police. My mother intervened. Zion's right. Go. I looked at her, disbelief heavy in my chest. Mom, you're siding with him? She shook her head. I have to. You don't understand the situation. I've understood perfectly. I shouted. I've been funding this house every month and you call me ungrateful? You call me selfish. Zion chuckled. See? You're not even polite. And he needs peace. I turned and walked out, my chest tight. Every step echoed the betrayal. I stopped outside the door trying to breathe. The sound of her voice carried. You're the son I should have had, she whispered to him. I froze. My legs felt weak. My heart twisted. What did she just say? Zion laughed lightly, almost proud. She means it, bro, accept it. I shook my head, staring at the ground. I can't believe this. Everything I did, for this? I closed my eyes, trying to stop my chest from tightening. Anger surged, but so did a deep, quiet pain. Rafi's words echoed in my mind. Stand up for yourself. Stop being invisible. I whispered to myself, I will. But, not yet. Not today. I looked at the house one last time. The windows glowed warmly, but inside, everything I had believed about love and loyalty felt shattered. I turned and walked away, the night heavy on my shoulders, the words repeating in my mind like a blade. You're the son I should have had. And for the first time, I wondered if I had ever truly mattered to her at all. I didn't answer my mother's calls that week. Not once. My phone buzzed constantly, but I left it silent. Ayn, are you there? Her voice came on voicemail, tight and irritated. I muttered to myself, I'm here, just not for you. At work, Rafi shook his head. Man, you're really doing it? No calls, no money? Yes, I said. I can't keep pretending anymore. Your mom won't understand, he warned. Then she's not my concern right now, I replied. That evening, I opened social media. Zion posted pictures of empty tables, canceled parties, and clothes returned. His smile was fake, triumphant, but hollow. I whispered, guess all that money really mattered, when I wasn't funding it? Rafi leaned over my shoulder. See? Karma works fast. I shook my head. It's not about karma. It's about me finally living for myself. The next day at work, Ayla noticed I was quieter than usual. You look different, she said softly. I laughed lightly. Different how? Like you've carried a storm and finally let it rain, she replied. I hesitated, then said, I cut ties with my family, my mom, and Zion. I stopped visiting, calling, even sending money. Ayla's eyes widened. That's huge. It was painful, I admitted. But I can't watch my efforts be stolen and my love ignored anymore. She nodded, understanding. I get it. You deserve to care for yourself too. I felt a strange warmth. No one's ever said that to me. Ayla smiled. Then hear it now. You're allowed to protect your own heart. I laughed softly, feeling the tension in my chest ease. Feels strange. Light even. She leaned closer. You don't have to carry the weight of people who don't see you. I stared at her. I've spent my whole life unseen. Rafi keeps saying I should fight, but my voice broke. I never thought I'd have someone just listen. You're not alone, she said. Even if you feel guilty, it's not abandonment. You're surviving. I swallowed. I feel guilty anyway. Did I abandon my own mother? She shook her head gently. No. You abandoned a version of her that never truly loved you. That's not your fault. Her words settled like sunlight through clouds. I think I need this. Someone telling me it's okay to choose myself. Ayla nodded. It is. You don't owe your love to those who ignore it. I exhaled slowly. I never realized how heavy it was, carrying her expectations, Zion's lies, and my own guilt. And now, she asked. Now, I said, a smile breaking, I feel like I can breathe for the first time in years. Rafi nudged me. Finally. About time you lived for you. I looked at him and then at Ayla. I've always believed loyalty was my strength. But maybe letting go is stronger. Ayla's eyes were warm. Exactly. You're learning balance. Strength doesn't mean suffering silently. I nodded. It's scary, but freeing. She smiled. You'll heal. One day this pain will just be a memory. I laughed softly, feeling tears prick my eyes. A memory I can survive, and maybe even grow from. As I left work that evening, I looked up at the city lights. For the first time, I felt light, unshackled. Yet the question lingered. Did I abandon my own mother? I whispered to the wind, maybe. But I finally found me. I heard whispers from neighbors before I even picked up my phone. They're struggling now, one neighbor said. Zion is shouting at your mother all the time. I clenched my fist. About time reality hit, I muttered. Rafi frowned. You heard? You sure? Yes. Word travels fast when people gossip. My phone buzzed with unknown numbers. One text read, bills unpaid. Call now. I groaned. She's panicking, I can feel it. Ayla leaned over. Do you want to answer? I don't know, I admitted. Rafi says ignore her. Ayla says answer. Answer but don't give in, she said firmly. Set boundaries. I hesitated. My thumb hovered over the screen. Finally I pressed accept. Hello. I said voice tight. Ein, it's me, my mother's voice cracked. Please. I need help. I froze. Her voice sounded smaller somehow, not demanding or cold, just fragile. I can't, I said quietly, but she kept talking. Please, the bills. Zion, everything. Her words stumbled over themselves. I felt Rafi's hand on my shoulder. Let her speak. Just listen. Ayla nodded. Don't react yet. I don't know where to turn. People won't lend, no one will help. Her voice shook. I remained silent. Every word cut deeper than anything she had ever shouted at me. I never thought I'd be like this. I need money, Ian. Just some money to get by, she pleaded. I swallowed. You're asking money? After everything? Yes, she cried. I have nothing. Please, help me. I could hear her trembling. Not just her voice, but her despair, her fear. I can't. I've tried, I whispered. I can't do this anymore. Please? Ian, just this once. I remained silent. My chest tightened, a knot of anger, pain, and exhaustion. You're my son. I'm your mother, don't you understand? I understand, I whispered. I understand everything. She sobbed, a long, shattering sound. I need you. I breathed slowly, holding the phone tightly. I hear you, Mom. I hear every word. There was a pause, filled only with her quiet crying and frantic sniffles. I don't know what I'd do without you. I kept silent. I let her emotions spill out, watched her crumble through the phone without stepping in. Finally, her voice softened. I'm sorry. I'll fix it. But, please, I need money. I whispered almost to myself, I'm done. She stayed silent for a moment. I could imagine her, waiting for some miracle, some reply, any word that would change her world. But I remained still. Silent. My loyalty, my love, my patience, all exhausted. Rafi looked at me. You did right. Ayla nodded. You set your boundary. You're not responsible for her choices. I exhaled slowly, the phone heavy in my hand. For the first time in my life, I felt a strange, bitter freedom. I hung up. And outside, the night was quiet, but inside me, a storm had finally settled. I'm done. I wasn't expecting her. The knock came late, soft but urgent. I opened the door and saw my mother standing there, shoulders shaking, eyes red. Mom, I whispered. She looked at me, desperate. Ein, please, can I come in? I hesitated. Sit, in the hallway. She sank onto the floor, knees hugging herself. I have no one left. I stayed silent. My money. Zion, he lost everything, she said, her voice cracking. I felt a spark of anger. Lost everything? All the money you spent from me? She nodded, tears falling. Yes, he used it in some scam. It's gone. All gone. I clenched my fist. And you trusted him after everything? After all the lies? I didn't know, she whispered. I thought he would be my future. I stared at her. Your future? By taking everything and blaming you for it? She shook her head violently. I never wanted to hurt you. I thought Zion would make me proud, make life easier. And me? I asked quietly. Was I ever enough? She bowed her head. I thought I loved you, but I was blind. I felt my chest tighten. Anger, betrayal, and a deep sadness mixing together. Blind? I repeated. You picked him over me, every single time. I know, she cried. I see now. I see everything. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I exhaled slowly. You think saying sorry changes years of hurt? I don't know what else to do, she sobbed. I tried calling Aisha. She won't talk to me now. Zion, he left blaming me. I have nothing. I looked away. The hallway felt small. You should have thought about that before taking what wasn't yours. I know, she whispered. I can't fix it. I just wanted, I don't know, love? Respect? Stability? You had me, I said softly. I gave you everything, and you ignored it. Her hands trembled. I thought he would give me what I wanted. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I stayed silent, letting her confess everything, letting her regret pour out like water from a broken dam. Why did I do this? I see now. I see what I lost. My son, my family, my dignity, she whispered. I wanted to yell, to scream, but the words stuck. Instead, I sat beside her, just close enough to hear her, not close enough to let her back in. Can you forgive me? She asked quietly, tears dripping onto the floor. I swallowed, my throat tight. I don't know if I can forgive what you did, or if I even want to, but I can listen. Her shoulders shook again. Thank you, fine, for just listening. I closed my eyes, the mixture of sadness and anger heavy on my chest. She had destroyed everything with her choices, but finally she saw it. And I realized sometimes watching someone hit rock bottom is the only way they truly see. I whispered almost to myself, let this be the lesson, for both of us. I didn't want this confrontation, but I knew it had to happen. She sat on the edge of the hallway, eyes red, trembling, expecting something, maybe forgiveness, maybe another chance. Mom, I began quietly, letting my voice carry the weight of years. There's something you never knew. Her eyes widened. What is it? I was the one funding your life, I said. The words hung in the air like a blade. She froze. Her lips parted, then quivered. No, that's impossible. It's not impossible, I said, voice firm, trembling slightly with anger and exhaustion. Every month, every bill, every time you said you were broke, it was me. Her knees buckled. She leaned back against the wall. I had no idea. I know, I said. You never looked. You never cared. You chose him over me. Every single time. Her hands shook as she tried to reach for me. I'm so sorry. I never meant. Stop, I interrupted. Don't apologize. Don't tell me you're sorry. Your choices broke me. Your blind favoritism made me feel invisible, unwanted. I worked day and night to keep this house afloat, and you cheered for someone who never even cared about you. She gasped, covering her mouth. Tears streamed freely down her face. I thought he would. He would what? I asked sharply. Be your future? Replace your son? He didn't care, Mom. He used you. He lied. And you believed him over me. Her shoulders slumped. I never realized. Of course you didn't, I whispered. Because it was never about me to you. I loved you blindly, Mom. I gave you everything. And you gave your heart to someone who didn't deserve it. She sobbed, small, broken sounds. Please. I'm so sorry. I stepped closer, feeling the weight of years pressing on my chest. I can't feel anything for you anymore. Not love. Not hate. Just emptiness. You replaced me with someone who never cared. And I can't undo the damage you did. She tried to reach for me to hug me, but I stepped back. I'm not punishing you, Mom. I'm protecting myself. Every time you chose him, I lost a part of me. I can't keep giving myself away to someone who never saw me. Her face fell. Please. I want my son back. You already lost me, I said softly. I'm here, but I'm not yours to hurt anymore. I can't live in the shadow of someone else's choices. I have to live for myself now. She collapsed against the wall, sobbing uncontrollably. I understand. I see it now. I turned, giving her a long, hard look. See it and remember it. Let it be the weight you carry. Not me. She stayed silent, nodding slowly, head down. The realization of everything she lost finally sank in. I'm leaving, she whispered after a long pause. I didn't move. Go, I said simply. Her feet shuffled backward, finally disappearing down the hallway, leaving only the echo of her sobs behind. I exhaled slowly, feeling the emptiness inside me stretch wide. The love I once held, the hope, the loyalty, it was all gone. I closed my eyes. The silence of the hallway felt heavy, yet freeing. For the first time I could breathe. For the first time I was truly alone, but whole. Months passed and life felt lighter. I still remembered every betrayal, every cold word, but the weight didn't crush me anymore. Coffee? Ayla's voice pulled me from my thoughts. Thanks, I said, taking the cup. Her smile was warm, steady. I never thought I'd feel normal again. You deserve it, she said. You've been through hell and you're still standing. I smiled, feeling it for the first time in months. I'm learning to stand for myself, not just everyone else. Rafi stopped by that evening. You look different, man. Stronger. Different is good, I said. Finally, I feel like I can breathe. Weeks passed and I focused on work, my savings, building a small life. Ayla and I laughed, shared moments, leaned on each other. For the first time, I wasn't carrying anyone else's weight. One day a message popped up. It was from my mother. Short. Simple. I'm working part-time now. I hope you're well. I stared at it. No excuses, no begging, no fake apologies. Just her life quietly moving on. I typed back slowly. I am. Take care of yourself. She replied immediately. Thank you, Ayan. That's all I can ask. I closed my phone. Peaceful. That's all I wanted now. Not revenge. Not validation. Just peace. A few weeks later, I found myself walking past her house. The one I had funded for years, the house where loyalty and betrayal collided. I stopped outside, feeling memories tug at me. I called softly, almost to myself, Mom, I forgive you. Inside, I imagined her pausing, maybe feeling it reach her in some quiet corner. But, I continued, voice steady, I will never be the son who carries everyone anymore. I exhaled slowly, letting the words linger in the air. No anger, no hate. Only calm, quiet strength. Ayla, who had walked beside me, smiled softly. That sounded powerful. It is, I said. I'm not punishing her. I'm freeing myself. Rafi nodded. You finally own your life. I do, I admitted. Every step forward now is for me, not for anyone else's expectations. Later at home, Ayla held my hand. You're healed, Ayan. Not completely, but enough to live fully. I leaned back, letting myself feel it. I don't need to forget everything. I just don't need to be chained to it anymore. Even my mother's quiet existence no longer controlled my heart. Her mistakes, her regrets, her choices, they were hers to bear. I had mine to live. Months of patience, months of rebuilding had brought clarity. I could feel it in every decision I made, every relationship I nurtured. Life wasn't perfect, but it was mine. I took a deep breath, looking out at the city lights. The house behind me, once my responsibility, now stood as a silent reminder of my strength. Ayla squeezed my hand. You did it, Ayan. You survived. I did, I whispered. And now, I can finally begin again. For the first time, the past didn't hurt as much. I had closure, not revenge. I had transformation, not obsession. And standing there outside that old house, I realized it, I was free. I whispered one last time, letting it reach the walls I once funded, the rooms filled with memories of love and betrayal. I forgive you, but I will never be the son who carries everyone anymore. And with that, I turned, stepping into the night. The future was mine. Light, calm, strength. A beginning I had earned.